Hey everybody, this is Pablo with Mattress Makers.
And I'm Gabe.
In this episode, we're going to talk about why your mattress is breaking down and then what you can do about it. So let's go. Okay, so when people are looking for a mattress, it's usually one of three main reasons why they're replacing their mattress. It's either A, it's not comfortable enough, which they're not sleeping good. B, it's causing back pain. Or number three, has that dip down in the middle and they just need to replace it. Usually it's those three reasons. And also that is happening because of four main parts to the mattress, usually. You know, we used to say three main parts, but there's actually four main parts. If your mattress is failing, it's going to usually happen in these four parts to the mattress. Let me show you really quick. Let me break it down. Okay, we'll break this down really quick. There are four main parts to the mattress. Also, I want to say that a mattress is a lot like a pizza. Gabe, let's break this down. Because with pizza, there's four main parts to a pizza. Just like a mattress. Gabe, what's the four main parts of the mattress?
All right. So for the four main parts of the mattress, it's simple. So the first part, you walk into the showroom, the first thing you see is the mattress, right? But the cover of the mattress, the top.
The cover. That's the cover.
What is the cover? It's the top of the mattress.
The toppings of the pizza.
Okay, that's number one. The second one, you peel back that, and then you got the padding. We call it the comfort layer.
The comfort layer, or the padding, or the cheese of the pizza.
All right, got the cheese of the pizza. And then, after that, then you have your edge support. So that's like, what is the edge made of?
Yes. The sauce of the pizza.
Okay, not the crust, sauce? Okay, sauce. And then the last thing you have, of course, is the support.
The support layer, which is obviously the crust of the pizza. That's the foundation. That's what's keeping it all together.
Yeah,
right?
I actually like that because you got pizzas are basically those four things.
Yes.
Right? Yet they taste completely different.
Exactly. Same thing with the mattress. If one of those ingredients are not right or off on the pizza, it can affect the entire pizza.
Yeah.
Same thing with your mattress. If one of those parts are off on the mattress, it could affect the entire mattress.
Yeah. So
let's break this down really quick. Now, I would say the biggest myth that I see when people are coming in and they say their mattress is dipping is usually one main culprit. So the big myth is they come in not wanting springs. They say, I do not want a spring mattress because I've had a spring mattress in the past and springs start breaking down.
And they got like that big hump in the middle too and stuff like that, right?
And they blame the springs.
Yeah.
Usually the springs are not the culprit of breaking down. Gabe, explain why it's usually not the springs.
Yeah, it's usually not the springs. So that's getting the least of like the brunt of the weight, you know, from you sleeping on it. Usually it's gonna be right in that comfort layer.
Usually it's in the comfort layer.
That's where it's usually gonna be at, you know, because you've got that padding right above the springs, and springs, they do a good job.
Yeah.
You know, usually it's kind of springs inside there to keep you supported, especially the type that we use.
Yep.
How they're power loaded.
Yeah.
They're constantly trying to give that pushback and give you support. Usually though with springs, it's not the springs that's breaking down.
Usually, yes. I mean, obviously springs can't break down, but usually the culprit is gonna be coming in from the comfort layer, like that middle part of that mattress where most of that, the padding is gonna be at. But this is what's usually happening with those mattresses, which I see a lot, especially on some of these luxury, like more expensive mattresses. And the cheap mattress, of course, but the expensive mattresses, this is what I find quite often is the construction of the mattress is like this, you know? A lot of layers going on in the mattress. And the problem, Gabe, what's the problem with this design? Can you see that okay?
I mean, one, it feels great.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it's to get that feel.
It feels amazing. I would admit, they when you see a lot of this, it does feel really good.
Yeah. The issue is, man, once there's a lot of layers, you can either be sacrificing the quality of the material inside of it, you know, because you're like, deep down in there, it doesn't have to be as good of a quality of a comfort layer, right? But they're just trying to get that feel. Yep. And so all it takes is one of those things to start breaking down and start getting that sags, and all of a sudden it just multiplies.
Yes.
Right? From one to the other, because everything's going to have some type of little impression to it. But the more layers you have, it's just going to continue to just show that, you know, that impression.
Yeah, there's more points of failure. We like to say if there's more points of failure on the mattress, the chances of the mattress dipping are going to be greater, you know. was it
Yep.
Elon Musk has that little quote. I forget what it goes, but I'm gonna
there you go.
There you go. That's one. That's the one. Yeah. All you have to do, if you can have the best, like this is a horsehair. Horsehair is found in these $10 to $15 to $50,000 mattresses. You can have the best horsehair in there. You can have the best coconut core. You can have the best latex. If you get a cheap foam in there, like a lower density foam, it's gonna break down at that one point. So that also, what Gabe was saying is, it may be fine and throughout most of the bed, but if you get like 1/8 of an inch compression or 1/4 inch compression on each layer, that does compound, and that's really what causes the mattress to break down. So this is usually the culprit.
Yeah, because especially the more layers you've got, everything's gonna have some type of impression into it. You hear people, like companies say, like that's just your body signature, or it's just your body impression. But the more layers you have in there, it's gonna be like, it's gonna create a bigger impression because it just continues to exacerbate.
And to prevent that too, what's exacerbating that breakdown?
Well, so what is causing it is just what do you mean what's causing it? You're sleeping on it. You're lying on it for 6, 7, 8 hours at night.
Yes, well, we got geniuses. This is why we do mattresses, because we're pretty dang smart with the obvious. But no, also the oils in your skin, moisture, all that can cause the foam to break down prematurely. Because this is very close up to the top. What I see happens more often than not is the oils in your skin, the sweat, moisture, that does soak into these layers, and it does cause the mattress to break down. So to prevent that, if you do want to prolong the life of the bed, what should they do?
Yeah, put a mattress protector over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Simple.
We keep it simple. Is just protecting the bed, preventing that moisture from getting in the bed. That would definitely prolong the life of the bed. Rotating it, that would also prolong the life of the bed. But again, when you're looking for a mattress, that's where we say it comes down to two main factors. It comes down to the quality of the materials, like the density of the foam, and also the construction of the mattress.
Yep.
Like if you get those two things right, that's going to eliminate a lot of that. The chances of the mattress dipping are going to be greater.
Yeah.
It's going to eliminate a lot of those chances. So, but what about the very top part of the mattress? So what about this? Can this break down too? This is the cover. This is the toppings. Does the toppings affect the longevity?
It can. It can. Depends on how thick this layer is. Right. That's one. But when it's quilted, especially like in either if it's tufted or it's got the tack and jump kind of like this, where it's pre-compressed.
Yeah.
It does a better job at eliminating those body impressions or showing it more.
Yeah, it's gonna get you're gonna get some punishment on the top layer. Now this is a quilted top. There's on the very top, there's two ways you could go on it. You could go a quilted top.
I'll grab the other one.
Or you could go like a smooth top where it's not quilted on the top. Like you see how this kind of has like a quilted top to it. There's also, which is a lot more common, is the smooth top. Tempur-Pedic. A lot of these foam mattresses have the smooth top where there's no quilting on it. So you're directly on top of that comfort layer on it. That's actually going to be a little bit more less body impression. Going to give less body impressions. But this is going to give you a little bit more comfort. This is kind of just like having just a regular pepperoni pizza. This is like you start having some onions, you got sausage, you got bell peppers, you got
pineapple.
This guy likes pineapple on his pizza. So this is like when you start adding a little bit more color and more flavor to that mattress.
Yep.
Is the quilting part. But with that, there's a little bit more that could go, issues that could happen. But body impressions, you may get a body impression with something like this, but it's not usually the point of failure on the mattress.
Yeah.
That's usually not causing the mattress to fail. It's more because it's not going to affect the support or the comfort much. Even these $50,000 mattresses are going to have some sort of body impression on it, but where it's affecting the comfort and the support the most is right here, is in that comfort layer. So if that starts to fail, then you probably need a new mattress. If this does start to fail now, the springs now, we do see the springs break down. So Actually, we just did that video. We did a video on one of our mattresses where the mattresses was breaking down, and it was not this. It was not this. It was the springs. Gabe, what happened with the springs, or how can the springs break down?
Yeah, the springs was how they just started falling apart. They started coming apart on the edges and stuff.
Starting to bulge out.
Yeah, it's got very bulgy, you know, and they kind of shrunk too.
Yep.
But the way it was constructed, like it's more of like an inline pocketed coil, whereas these are in packs of 4.
Yeah.
That we're using.
Yeah.
And
they started separating. Yeah. The coils started to separate and coming apart. And that's where we said, okay, this is the coil system now is breaking down.
It wasn't sagging, but it was, just starting breaking,
Yeah. And on some of the other like old school spring units, if you got a heavy person just compressing, sitting at the edge, that is going to happen over time. That can definitely compress the springs, but usually this is going to break down first.
Yeah.
If this part does break down, then yes, you need to get a new mattress too. But this is going to be the first tell of it. This is going to break down first. This is going to break down second. This is going to have some compressions, but it's not enough to affect the mattress.
Yeah.
You know? So, and that's why with the design of our beds, we pretty much keep it very, very simple when it comes to the comfort layer. Is we just try to give you one thicker layer where there's not a whole lot that can go wrong in the bed, and then also a better quality layer, you know? But again, latex is not indestructible. It's not, it's not going to last.
It's not going to last forever.
You know, like anything, physics, if you compress it so many times, it does end up, wearing out eventually, much longer than any type of foam is gonna do. But if it does break down, we do the designer beds. That's why we do designer beds with that zipper top, where this can be addressed rather easily if it needs to be replaced.
Yeah, like there's misconceptions, like as far as what people say, hey, it's gonna last you, just buy latex, it's gonna last you forever. Doesn't last you forever, but it will last you a lot longer than those materials.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
So what does that mean then? So constructed this way, does that mean you should not expect, even with the highest quality material, you shouldn't expect any impressions?
No, like I said, a body impression.
Like what would be a normal impression for someone to expect? Up to like
I say up to an inch. A lot of companies say 1.5 inches. I mean, I say an inch. And some of these, depending on the materials, 1.5 inches. But then that's coming from here. I would say an inch would be within that tolerance.
Yeah.
But if it's more than that, then okay, let's examine what else is going on with the mattress.
And that's why it's important for sure. Like you said, rotate it. Make sure you got a protector over it. If you can unzip it, you can flip the latex.
Yep.
And that just helps extend the life. And also, if you're in a king size, to avoid that hump, sleep in the middle sometimes.
Yeah. Right? Try to sleep on the whole surface of the bed. Yeah. When you're on your mattress shopping journey, though, again, this is what you look for. Let's go back to the basics. You want better quality ingredients, like more dense foam, and you want the design to be a more simple, like less points of failure. That is it. Don't get enamored by
the 18-inch thick mattress, 20-inch mattress, right?
Yes. This doesn't mean it's a better mattress. It's a more expensive mattress. It might even feel like an amazing mattress, but we want comfort life on the mattress to last a long time, and there is potential issues when you go something that's crazy, and maybe a little bit exaggerated, maybe more like this. Yeah, so I hope this helped you guys. If you guys are looking for your mattress shopping, just help in your mattress shopping journey, you can give us a call, or at the link below, you can set up an appointment to talk to either Gabe, myself, or one of our trained mattressologists. We'll be happy to just help you through. We do ship cross country. We have a showroom in San Diego, and we also have a mattress shopping guide that will kind of break down. We can send that mattress shopping guide to you. Yeah, you guys, thank you for watching. Sleep well.
So, why the pizza? Why not like a burrito or something like that,
A burrito's like a sleeping bag. If I wanted to make an analogy of a burrito, I would do a burrito is like a sleeping bag. Or I should say a sleeping bag is like a burrito.
How about a burger?
A burger is like a hamburger. No. A burger's like a sandwich.
Wouldn't you think that...
A burger's like a sandwich, but with bigger meat.
Wouldn't you think the extra support would be like the crust, not the sauce?
No, because the crust, the dough. It's the dough. I mean, if you can. Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
No, I get it.
You cannot make a pizza without any crust, but you can make a pizza without sauce, the white pizza.
You can.
But you cannot make a mattress without a support layer.
Okay.
Then it becomes a topper. So
On
a
a side
topper,
note-
a topper is like a sauce of spaghetti, like a spaghetti, or lasagna.
Side note.
No, tostada. No. Here's a better one, tostada. That's like almost like a Mexican pizza.
Dude, what is this, man? Are you sure this is horsehair? Are you sure this is not some like they
That's
went
what
to
they
some
said.
like some salon or something like that?
It was it was like a
People got waxed or something?
It was like a Brazil wax place. They said, I don't know if they did horses or what. I don't know what the heck that is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I
terrible.
don't want this in our mattress. Yeah. So
No, pizza.
I think
Pizza's
pizza's
good.
Yeah. Maybe tostada. Tostadas is probably the second best thing, but everybody
I
knows
guess so,
pizza.
tostada. Yeah, pizza's good.
Yeah, I don't want to pigeonhole just Mexican community.
Yeah.
I want to. Everybody knows pizza. Not everybody knows tostadas.
Nah, that's true. I like
Yeah, we'll do actually in our Spanish channel. We'll do tostadas. Once we get our Spanish channel, why a mattress is like tostadas.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. Ooh.
Dang, 14 minutes, man. Didn't seem like it was that long.